Gilbert's 2 damage is a little bit weird. You see all these benchmarks of people doing 60k DPS, 66 in some cases, and you probably see, well, I'm not doing that amount of damage. Why am I not doing that amount of damage? Usually, particularly in open world, this is because of these things called boons that will make you do more damage, making you get to those big numbers. And this is exactly why you usually want subgroups in open world, because that way you know that you're getting your quickness from someone else, your alacrity from someone else, and know that you will be doing your maximum potential damage. But that doesn't always happen. Hammerheart, for example, it doesn't really matter because you can't really choose who to go with and of course give you boons. So you have to fend for yourself, and a lot of the times people don't really organize open world metas with subgroups to provide quickness or alacrity. But something has changed. A new relic has been deployed on the new expansion that essentially gives you permanent quickness, and if you bring an alacrity build with this, you become unstoppable, giving you all the boons that you will need, do the maximum amount of damage and not rely on anybody else, while also supporting other people. So in this video we're gonna go through how it works, in what builds it works the best, and how you can get this special relic. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning, and let's get into it. So the way that this works is that you get the relic of the Pirate Queen that you will give quickness to yourself when you disable a foe. So if you're in a class that gives a lot of CC, for example like Amalgam, you can press a CC attack and boom, you're gonna see, I'm gonna get myself, oh wait, I didn't pick it up. Okay, well, let's try that again. You're gonna see that your quickness will appear right there, just a few seconds. And because you have so much Defiance Break on every one of your abilities, this is so good. You can just keep getting that quickness and do a lot of damage with it. This pairs up perfectly with Amalgam, for example, because you can bring alacrity as well with new genes or pressing your morph skills, making you be able to keep quickness and alacrity at all times. The same ability, the same idea appears on every other alacrity spec in the game. As long as it has a little bit of CC, you will be giving yourself your quickness and alacrity to your allies. And yes, you will be losing a little bit of damage because you're not gonna give yourself the correct relic, right? Usually on this build you go for Relic of the Claw, deal increased strike damage for a duration after you disable a foe, which is 7%, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, indeed, but 7% of a 43k benchmark, that is around 3k damage, so it ends up being a 40k damage build, which is not bad at all. It is actually pretty competitive. And if you don't get yourself quickness, if you have no way of getting quickness from someone else, you're not going to be losing 3k, you're going to lose way more than that. There's this video that Mighty Teapot made a few years back where he compares the damage from doing no boons, doing damage with some boons, and doing damage with quickness. You can see that quickness particularly gets you 51% more damage. And if you have everything, as you can see here, you'll get 195% more damage, which is absolutely insane. From going from 6k DPS essentially to 17k DPS, it is insane. Now, of course, if you only consider quickness, you're gonna go from 6k to almost 9k, but that is only because they're auto-attacking in this video. If you compare this 50% damage upgrade to an actual benchmark, it is insane. Now, most of you probably already have the Relic of the Pirate Queen, as you get it from doing the Shipwreck Strand Mastery, which you need to make the legendary, and just by exploring the first map and doing a lot of the stuff there, you most likely have it. But if you don't, you can also go to Warf's World or PvP, go to Visions of Eternity Road Track, do one, and then pick up the relic from there. And you'll be able to purchase it again and again for other characters if you don't have legendary relic, from the Heroics Notary in Warf's World, the League Vendor in PvP, or the Astral Mage in both new maps for a little bit of the currency. You get a pretty good amount, but still. Now, what builds would you actually want to play this with? Not every one of them, as there are some of them that don't have enough CC to actually warrant this. For example, Bladestorm doesn't have any CC, this will not work on it. Tempest doesn't have that much CC, so I don't think it's really worth bringing there either. And I'm not sure if I would do this on Condition Mechanist as well, as it just doesn't have that much CC in any part of their kit. I don't know enough about Mirage to actually know if you can actually do this here. It's a very complicated rotation and very intricate, and I'm guessing that you really want that relic of the fractal. So to me it sounds like you can't do it, but maybe someone can find a way of doing it. I don't know. Everything else should work. Power Amalgam, for example, has such an amount of utility that you can just change some stuff. You can bring Throw Mine to get more CC. You can get yourself your offensive perk Pierce to get more CC. You bring Hammer anyways, so you have CC from that. It's just very good for this. You might have to like think a little bit about when to press these buttons to get yourself that quickness, but it should be fine. You can even choose to lose a little bit more damage, and instead of going Relic of the Pirate Queen, go Relic of the Claw, and then pick up this trait instead. Equal and opposite reaction. Gain quickness and stability when you disable an enemy, which is essentially just better than the Pirate Queen one. You do end up losing Modified Ammunition, which is way more damage than the actual Relic, but you get yourself essentially permanent stability, which is super nice in open world. Just know what you're doing. You can pick and choose whichever you want. Scourge also possesses a good amount of CC on its kit, and you can even change some utility if you need more, so it's probably fine to go for this as well. You might be losing a lot of damage because you no longer bring Relic of the Fractal. I think you're bringing on Scourge, but it's definitely doable. Antiquary is also absolutely great for this, not only because you're giving Alacrity and Barrier to your allies as well as other boons, but you also end up getting so many tons through your artifacts, as well as having something like Spear that you can use in case that you're running out of it. You always have something to press to give a little bit of that quickness towards you if you choose to. And the same thing applies to Luminary, as it not only has a lot of CC during its normal just rotation from pressing all the buttons in your Greatsword and Sword, but you also have your Radiant Forge, you have your utility that apparently does CC as well. You're giving alacrity to your allies, you're healing them, and you're being completely independent in the quickness that you're giving to yourself. Yeah, you're gonna be losing a little bit of damage, but it is completely fine. I'm sure there's some other builds that are like, you know, super complex and weird in the way that they work that I didn't think about. So let me know in the comments down below if there's a special build that I didn't think about that's like, oh, that works so well with Pirate Queen Relic. Make a video about that one. Hey, you definitely could. That would be fun. But I just wanted to make this video because I know that a lot of people struggle getting boons, and it's very annoying to play without boons in the open world. So having that possibility of changing the relic from the one that you normally have into one that gives you quickness and makes you be able to play correctly, I think is super valuable. So hopefully this helps you and makes you think of open world in a different way. Of course, guys, definitely check if there's someone giving quickness to you beforehand, so you end up, you know, having your cake and eating it too. But if there isn't, definitely use this relic. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi. If you want to support my content, go to my Twitch. Watch me live every morning. See you guys around. Love you all. Ciao, ciao.